The fact that you are here, you know why we're here. But in case you don't, it's in the light of a warrior with the MS Warrior. On Shit Talking Sundays, I'm AG the Dad, your host. Today, we have some big news. Big news. You might want to tune in. Remember, quick little, whatever you want to call it, disclaimer. This isn't medical advice, just the MS Warrior's journey. Talk to your doctor first. If you're having a medical emergency, dial 911. But with that being said, today, today is something special. I'm just going to go ahead and bring her in and let's make it happen. What's up? What's up? What's up?
Hey, AG, how you doing? How you surviving this heat here in Cali?
Well, I'm burning up. I got my water.
I don't, I know that. 103. We're out there earlier today, of course, but not out in it. But yes, Cali very hot amongst other places. So, hey guys, good evening. Welcome, warriors. I see I got a newbie here on the screen. Thank you for joining us. Let me start off by saying, guys, anything I have said on this, going to say tonight on the podcast, is solely my journey and what my medical team has put on board for me. What he may put on board for me and I take and use may not be good for you to take. So, not by any means am I giving you any medical advice. I'm not a doctor and I will not portray to be. Like AG, the dad said, if you have an emergency, please call 911 and consult your medical team. Okay. So, with that being said, um, okay, so I've got a very important topic tonight to talk about. And it's not just for someone who's ill. Um, by me being ill with MS, I learned about this. I knew about it. My mom had one in place, but I never really thought, about myself having one. And we're gonna talk about advanced directives, or actually advanced directive. So if anyone doesn't know what that is, um, it is your wishes if something were to happen to you, say an eventful death or illness. Um, it's a form you fill out with your physician. They give it to you at the office, and it is called an advance directive. Um, I've gotten maybe six from my doctor, and I'm going to keep it real, have not filled one out. But I think I'm ready to at this point. I think I've come to a place with my disease and I'm no longer afraid. And I'm definitely put one in place. You There's so many ways that you could go about dealing with the advance directive. Um, Either if you're married, of course, you want to speak to your wife, and your spouse should know you know, your that thing, um, in case something, like I said, an eventful thing were to happen, or even with your children. Um, my take on it is I I have kids. I have three kids, all grown adults, and I have 10 grandkids. And I also have a spouse. Um, I don't want no one to have to choose, make a decision. What are we going to do with mom? Is it time? Should we do this? Should we do that? I mean, and one of my kids may want, say, hey, I don't want to see her suffer. My One of my other children say, I'm not ready to see her go. Whatever your life situation may be, this is a very important piece of paper Like I said, at the beginning, 5 years ago, I was diagnosed with remitting, relapsing multiple sclerosis. And my doctor asked me questions, and you warriors too probably have been asked. I was asked, do I have an advanced directive put in place? And I said, no, I do not. And they asked me, okay, well, if something were to happen to you, we need to know, as being your physician, um, the route that you want us to take, you know, and and I already knew that was important. My mom had one in place, and I'll get to that in a minute. And so um, I've let everybody know that I don't want no one to have to make the decision. You know, I want to make it, and I want it to be to where my kids don't have to make that decision. If that means long-term feeding tube, um, you know, then okay. I was asked that by my doctor. What are my, for if I were to ever have to be put on feeding tube, and of course that's from many illnesses can create problems, and someone could have a feeding tube, and MS actually, guys, is one of them, because as you know, MS um, can take away our ability to swallow, you know, and even issues with our stomach, and stuff like that. We spasm, and a lot of people have problems with their esophagus and stuff like that. So that was um a big issue for, my doctor with this disease, and how do we determine short term, long term? Okay, does short term mean if I'm on a feeding tube, if I get put on a feeding tube and I choose short term, how do I know at that point, when that point ever comes, to say, if your doctor's put in place, okay, if you get down to um, 88 pounds, do we remove the tube, and let you on your way out when that happens? That seems kind of, I really can, I can't fathom that, so I don't want to uh, have to see, no, my kids have to watch that, so long term, does long term mean, okay, you're on this feeding tube, because anything could happen, long term, short term, guys, whatever. And it really depends on, your condition and why you having to be put on a feeding tube in the first place. But um I don't want to be, I mean, I don't want to cut my life short, even if I am on a feeding tube, you know. Long term is my choice, and because for those reasons, a lot of people live long, decent lives, long lives with feeding tubes, long term. Um, Things, it would just with anyone um, can take a turn, but who's to say? We don't know that until we cross that bridge, right? So these are the questions that are part of um, my issue and with my doctors with the advanced directive. So, and um, the DNRs do not resuscitate. That is also part of that advance directive. And DNR do not resuscitate. So I'm going to tell you guys a quick story about my mother. We knew for years she had a DNR, and she had papers, and it was documented and sealed in an envelope, for many, 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 many years. And she always talked to us, her kids, about she didn't want to be, resuscitated if something were to happen to her. She didn't want to be, resuscitated and stuff. And and I get it. just because that was her choice. But as far as me, no, jump on me, pump my chest, resuscitate me, give me oxygen, do what you need to get to do, and um, bring me back, keep me here. That's my take on it. I have kids, too, and I just like when I think about leaving them, I'm like, no, no, jump me, put them jumping cables on me, grab your keys, do what you need to do. But so my mom had this envelope, and she always told us where it was, for years, even before she had fallen ill, and then to speed up over years, she had a stroke, right? And and actually, let me look at my leg real quick, and because I have a tattoo here. My brother passed away '08. She passed away 5 months before him, and so we're talking what, 14 years ago. Man, that's a long time to be without both of them. But so she had fallen ill with with the stroke, and she it was on the right side of her brain, and it wiped out totally the left side, and she couldn't talk. And she couldn't talk, and the doctors were telling us, after a couple days of running tests and doing all what they had to do, and to determine what caused the stroke, if she had brain bleeds and that kind of stuff, and after all that hospital stay was done, um, she got moved to facility, kind of a rehabilitation facility, in order to go home. And so, mom went there, she did everything, and you know, maybe about 2 months later, we took her home, and everything was fine. Of course, yeah, she had to go through the physical therapy and all that stuff. Well, let's speed up another 5 years. My mom came down with a cold. My sister um, was taking care of her at night. We were switching because of our work schedule. I would come in the AM. My sister would leave to go to work, and well, mom had a cough, and we were just thinking, okay, mom's got a cold. Let's get her to the doctor. Well, my sister was home with her at this point. After the stroke, she needed 24-hour care. She was paralyzed, almost paralyzed, on her left side, so we had to take care of her at this point. And so my sister calls me, and she's like, "Hey, mom's got this cough. I'm gonna run her down to the ER. Her breathing doesn't sound all that well." And I said, "Okay, well, let's call bro, and we'll meet you up there." So we got on the horn, called my brother, and me and my kids. We all, everybody was on their way to the hospital. Well, I was in the room with her. Got to the hospital. I went in. I believe my sister came out, or my brother, one of them came out, and I went in, and the nurses were had her arm bent straight out, the one that was froze up to here for many, many years from the stroke. They had her arm bent down on the side of the bed, and two nurses were like kneeling down, and all the machines here, and they were trying to get IV in her. So right in the middle, as I'm asking them, "Hey, should you have bent her arm like that? It's been froze for years." My mom went into cardiac arrest. The machine started going off. I looked at her face. My mom's eyes were froze, and the nurses ran out, and they're yelling for the doctor. So he comes in, and I'm yelling, and he gets on top of my mom, and he's doing the compression, on her chest and stuff. And I run out, and I'm yelling for my brother. And she had a DNR in place that day. Okay. We knew it. The doctors, we don't know if they knew it, but they acted upon, I guess, instinct, and started, reviving her. Good thing they did, and we didn't say, you know, don't, um, because she they revived her. She survived. Um, she had Uh, at this point, she went into cardiac arrest. Once they did all those tests and got her stable, they sent us upstairs, and that's where they found stage 4 lung cancer. We didn't know mom was sick like that. She was fine. Only that day, about 2 days before, she developed a cough, breathing. She was really congested. My sister, we took her into the ER, and bam. Well, um, yeah, seriously. So now my mom is suffering. She's got tubes everywhere. Blood is coming out through tubes. Her arm is swollen. I think they broke her arm from bending it down after being froze like this. Can't see. Her arm was froze like this to her side. She had, her hands were froze like this. But anyhow, my mom was in bad shape. We knew she had a DNR. Um, then, so a couple days pass. Mom's not doing that well. Um, she's got tubes down her. She's looking at us. She can't talk, but she can write on a pad. As soon as she wrote, she said, and I have the book too. Um, packed away, of course. That's something I don't want to look at, or just, hey, let me thumb through this, because she begged for her life from that point on until she passed 32 days, I believe it was, later. So um, she kept writing to me, and my brother and sister, please, save my life. Don't let them kill me. And this is for when I think, you know, you never know when you're put in that position that you're going to leave this earth, that you change your mind. Okay. So we fought with the doctors from that point on for a whole month. Um, because once they, got her upstairs and was able to go through, her medical records and see that she had a DNR, but they just resuscitated her. And then she was begging us, please don't let them kill me. Her exact words, guys, no BS. Um, and she kept saying, I want to live. I want to live. She knew, that she was gravely ill, but she didn't want to go. And she fought, and the doctors came in and told us, your mom has a DNR, and these machines are, keeping her alive at this point. And she had the breathing tube. She had some other tubes going down and coming up, and they were just filling containers of blood because of the lung cancer. And sad, sad thing to watch. But at that point, for her, to be begging, she knew that um, she didn't want to go at that point in time. When you think about, or when she signed her papers, because nobody wants to suffer, of course. I don't want to suffer either. I don't want, you know, who knows if what's going on, at that point, and realize, stuff like that. But it really comes down as to a serious choice you have to make, on your own. So it's very important to um, talk to your loved ones and let them know, I don't want anyone, my kids or Larry, to have to make the decision. Um, it's time. When it came time for my mom, my brother, told me and my sister, you guys, this is what we need to do in time. Um, and if you guys want, I'll make the decision when. We knew that mom was going to pass away, but to make her more comfortable, they administer morphine drip, and it takes, you're at that point, and it just you drift off as you're sleeping. It takes you under, and that person passes away. So um, we went through that. We didn't know when my brother was going to come to terms and do that. He gave us, family a few days, but mom was suffering now, and um, she started um, communicating less and less each day. Things were getting, bad. We all had our time, of course, and stuff. So um, I believe it's on that 32nd day, 30th or 32nd day, and I believe it's 2 3 days before my baby son Daniel's birthday. Um, he went in. He didn't tell us. He went in and he called us and said, I started the drip on mom. It could be any day. Well, the next day we got a phone call from the hospital. So um, it's important, you know, and it about the DNR, So um, that's something everyone should consider if and have it on paper. Have it on paper because if you don't, the hospital, ER, wherever you're at, God forbid, and if or even when they're going to do what they feel fit, you know, um, from when she had the stroke, she lived 6 more years. And then we found out she had stage 4 cancer. So those 6 years, even with the stroke, she lived 6 more years. So if they followed and seen that she had a DNR then, in which she did, that she would have been, she would have maybe passed away then. But they helped her survive. My mom, they wanted us to pull the plug for 2 weeks after the stroke. She wasn't talking, and doctors called us in this room and they said, you guys are being selfish. You need to pull the plug. She hasn't spoken 2 weeks. How dare you? This is medical doctors telling us this. And he almost didn't make it out of that room. Literally, we all almost went to prison that day. But um and we're glad we did. She was too. She lived another 6 years, and on top of it, her first words one day when my brother went to go visit her, he walked in her room, and she was in a facility at this point, and she said, "I want a Pepsi." That was her first words speaking that she hadn't spoke. I was with her also. Um, when she had the stroke, her and I, a 49er Super Bowl was on. I can't remember exactly what year. Me and her are both fans. We were sitting eating Burger King, and she had a stroke right in front of me. I had to sweep her mouth with the food and stuff like that. So yes, I went through that. I knew my mom had a DNR, and I thought I've come to terms with myself uh, with the forms advanced directive. Like I say, I've gotten them over and over and over and over again, and I get home and I start, and they're not very long. I think it's 2 pages, 2 or 3 pages, not very long. And I got to looking at them and first, the easy stuff, and then put it down, and I start crying. Then I have to take a break, and then I try and go back. I'm crying some more. Oh my gosh, guys. So, um, I am going to complete my papers. I am. I'm going to complete my papers. And um and it's going to be on the terms that I'm going to talk to my kids. I have three children and Larry, and let them know what I want, but it's not just what I want, it's what I feel that they would want to. I don't want no one to have to make a decision to pull the plug on me. You don't know. They don't know what my body's going to do. Doctors don't know what I'm going to do. I might get up and start doing the mamba, the salsa. They don't know. Hey, they tried to get us to pull the plug on my mother, and she started talking and talked fine for the rest of her life out 6 years. So you never know what the mind and the body is going to do. So advanced directive, um, if anybody out there has one in place, to tell me your view on it. Jason says, I saw the this something similar to that. My wife's sister-in-law's brother, he was an IV user and got an infection. He was just too far gone, and they gave him the morphine to help him pass away. Uh, we all stood there watching as his soul left his body. He was maybe 37 to 40, no older than that. That sad, Jason. I'm sorry for you and your family's loss. Um, it is. It's a sad thing. Um, to have to go through, period. You know what I mean? But I know today that's a touchy subject, but this is something that I am preparing to do. So, and it's about your girl, the MS Warrior. So, if that might put a over, my warrior's head or friends or family who are watching, and just that's just something to think about. It's very, very, very important, to have one in place in your family to know, what your wishes are, especially if you do have an incurable illness. Doesn't mean that MS is going to kill me, of course, because statistics show people with like us warriors, we don't all die from multiple sclerosis. There's other things, heart disease, stroke, um, accidents, so but anyhow, that I wanted to speak about that today because um I call myself being um a bigger girl than I was last year with this kind of thing. So I am going to do that and know too for myself. I have options, short term feeding tube, long term feeding tube, learn the difference between, those two, and which I'm going to educate myself um, on that, just so I know, and what are the terms? What do those definitions mean? You know what I'm saying? So anything that you guys don't understand when it comes to advanced directive and the reasonings why you would do it, always get all your information and your facts straight from your doctor on what that entails. Sleep music for you. Hey, you're a newbie. Welcome, welcome. And welcome to our live. You say you have so much pain with Kesimpta, knee pain with Kesimpta. Warrior, which you probably know. You probably did your research before making the decision to get on Kesimpta. Joint pain is a side effect. Now, I just made my 15th injection, and the 15th and the 14th injection started giving me aches in my joints, aches and pains. My joint here in my arm is killing me. It gets better through the day, except points that just remain hurting. But my knees hurt when I get up. Um, like I say, my joints, when my feet bend like this, my toes just walking, they're sore. And that is a side effect from Kesimpta. If you are bothered, my friend, and you're uncomfortable with it, please reach out to your medical team. Don't ever, um, don't, my advice to anyone with medications, especially us warriors, because our medications are really advanced drugs. Chemo drug. Kesimpta is a chemo drug, but it's given to cancer patients and with leukemia, certain leukemia, in a higher dose. Ours is got that safety protocol at a 20 milligram that helps our disease. So, but always relate back to your doctor and let them know that, that this is what's happening to you. I just had to go through that actually on some bad side effects. Like I said, last 29th was my 15th injection, and I had some nasty side effects that lasted 5 days. I even had to go in the house, the doctor's urgent care, to go have some tests done to make sure I didn't have infections. And it was negative. And by the 6th day, I really felt good. So I didn't even have to go on to have out out um, more tests done to be sent out. My neuro said, I'm going off of what you're telling me, and you sound pretty good, and you're back to normal. I don't think you have any infections. You would be, still feeling the same way, even more symptoms. You would be feverish and just really feeling still down in the dumps, like you had the flu. But yeah, so please always report to your neuro, and even get a televisit, and discuss, because you never know. It's best to have tests done, period. They could send you right over to the lab and have some workup done to make sure that you're all right. But that is a side effect, and I started suffering from it 2 months ago. Nothing before with the aches and stuff, but ooh boy, I tell you, after one injection, I felt like do you well I'm not no spring chicken, but if you ever um, lay a certain way for so long, say if you slept, you took a nap, or even, yeah, just say, let's see, you took a nap and you laid on your left or right side. When you got up and you try to bend that arm out, oh my God, I feel like it's going to crack off because it hurts so damn bad. Yeah, that's the kind of pain. And my lower back, guys, when tell you this, I suffer from back pain, and I've had backaches. This pain, and it's a side effect from Kesimpta. My warriors can relate. The back pain felt so different than back pain. It felt like something in my back, lower back, was just at a threshold of pain, and I couldn't get rid of it. Like, and it was just there. It was a constant. It was different from any back pain that I've ever had. I'm talking pregnancies, anything that you could think of. No, I've never felt this kind of pain before. And every time that pain got up there, I was like, Kesimpta. I was just thinking, oh shit, this is from, my injection. So yes, it's possible. Always speak to your report it to your doctor, okay? Please. Um Let's see. Jason said, I had to do one when I had my brain surgery. I was like, I want to live. LOL. I'm too young to bite the dust. Exactly. I want to live. I want to live. Whatever you got to do, pump me, jump me, cables, whatever. Um, Jason says, I've started taking Cymbalta, and it helps me pretty good, but everyone is different. May not work for everyone else. Um, Exactly, Jason. Exactly. Anything we say here tonight, guys, don't take it upon yourself, because we are not doctors. What's good for myself and any of our audience out there may not be for you. I may be allergic to Cymbalta. Jason may be allergic to Allegra, what I take, you know. So and your doctor knows, your medical team, what is best for you. So by all means, at any time, don't start a medication, even if it's just ibuprofen or Tylenol, because those have interactions with medications. So you always want to ask a professional, and that I am not. So what I discuss and what I take is solely my medical team has put on board for me. Okay. Jason says, for me, I know when it's close to time to take Kesimpta because my dizziness and vertigo come back heavier. You know, Jason, I just was speaking to a warrior today, through social media. Someone actually was on Kesimpta, and they kind of experienced something that I had a couple months ago. And they were saying, and if you guys remember my past videos, I started saying that almost after coming close onto that 3-week mark, after my ejection, my body started to decline and feel like I needed more Kesimpta. Like my body was saying, give it back, give it back, give it back. And I started like on a downcline. And um, a gal was talking about that, that after they felt okay, or even after they feel kind of crummy for quite some time, and then at that 3 week mark, your body, their body start feeling that they needed that medicine, that it started to wear off. You guys, we are all unique. We're not all going to have the exact pinpointed um, side effects, or the plus side of medications, you know. So, and we, it's all going to affect our bodies, differently at any given time. We may not, and just like with the body aches, I'm a year in, and last month and the month before and the month before, I just started having different side effects. So at any given time, and this tells you when you read the, they call it box warning. If you read, and it's pages and pages and pages, but it's worth reading because that's your health, right? You're taking a medication that's supposed to make you better, um, and not worse. Is the little smidge of worse that week now I'm facing. Have I thought about how sick I felt, guys, after this last injection? You know, I have been thinking, Jiminy Christmas, the 29th is rolling up on me. And I'm lightweight. I don't want to say scared. And I'm thinking, okay, I didn't feel too hot, guys. Is this going to happen again? Can it be worse? I have ants all over the place. Sorry. And like, oh my gosh. Right. But I feel so good now. So the upside to it outweighs the bad. Okay. Um, so um, not every time we inject, just because we hadn't had any certain side effects, or any side effects, not even certain ones, because it doesn't pick and choose. Just because we don't have side effects in the beginning, 2 3 years down the line, we could start experiencing them. Same ones, different ones, new ones, or if you hadn't at all, you can at any time, um, experience side effects. This is just the game of being on this medication. Okay, so the upside of it is it works really well for me. No new lesions in a year. I've had a couple bumps in the road, but the upside is more positive than the negative. I could swing it. So, um, you know, that's Jason. It sounds like your body. I've had that, and I've see other warriors who were on Kesimpta say the same thing. It's almost like that shelf life of 4 weeks starts to wear off, and your body shows signs that, hey, I'm running out of fuel here. Give me that Kesimpta. Um, so I definitely feel you, buddy, on that. Sleep Music 4 years for you says thank you so much. You're most welcome, warrior. Anytime you would like to get in a conversation or share some things, you can find myself, the MS Warrior, and AG the Dad, who makes this life possible. Thank you, AG, tonight for putting my show on and letting me have conversation with warriors with me alike. And also, if you can, guys, please, 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 it's important to me. Take the time out to comment, like, share, and subscribe. Let's reach as many warriors as possible to let our community know they are not alone. This can be a hard time for someone, and they may need someone to feel and give them some encouragement that they're not alone, and we're in this fight together. Strength comes in numbers. So remember that. Yes, Jason, live the best life we can, for sure. We only get one. Some of our lives, of course, are stricter, they're harder than others. Some are better, some are best. But hey, we're here, we're living in it. Don't let it live you. you live in. Okay. So, yes. So, moving on a little bit about the advanced directive, guys. So, I'll let you know. Um, I'll let you know when I get mine done, what I've chosen, and all that when I turn it in. But I gave myself 4 weeks. So I have a doctor's appointment on the 29th. By July 29th, my paperwork should be done. Back to my doctor, and all is well. And then I won't have to worry about that anymore. So, what I wanted to pass on and just info, and this is actually what I'm going through right now. So, actually, today was, I had a dental appointment supposedly that I made um, 2 weeks ago. And I went into the doctor, the dentist, and I said, I'm missing quite a bit of teeth on the bottom. I would like to get a partial. And he did examination, and he was like, okay, I'll put in the request. And I was like, okay. And I called my insurance carrier, and they emailed me. I said, what am I covered? And ill. And on top of it, he said, well, you haven't been to the dentist in a while, but I see four small cavities. I was like, four? Oh my God. I wanted to fall out of my chair. I'm like, four? I can't afford four damn cavities, And I was just thinking, and I'm so afraid of the dentist. We had this horrible ass dentist growing up as a kid. I don't know why my mom kept us with this doctor. Even his name was horrible. His name was Dr. Herman. What kid wants to go to Herman Monster, as a child, as the dentist? My sister, even to this day, me and her still have the horror stories as little girls. So as we grew up, we didn't want root canals. We didn't want no work done on our teeth. We were so afraid anything that happened in our mouth, take it out, take it out, take it out, pull it. So, now I am older. I am regretting, pulling out those teeth because I was afraid to have the work done, So, but now, couple years back, my I'm gonna say Medi-Cal. I'm gonna keep it real. Medi-Cal didn't pay for crowns, um, partials. They only covered cosmetic. Your smile from one side to the other. That's considered cosmetic. Right now, they've put all the benefits back on, so a partial is exempt from. They give you a yearly allotment of $1,800 work that you could have, and then after that $1,800, then you're on your own. Okay, but the partial dentures are exempt, guys. That's wonderful, wonderful. Oh, I'm sorry to talk about the Herman name. My husband's cousin's name is Herman. um, but yeah, this dentist scared the living shit out of us as kids, and just because we could feel the pain all the time, and he was scary. But anyway, um, so I was juiced to know that I can get a partial, and I'm exempt. So, and this was directly coming from my carrier verbally on the phone, and they sent me literally 10 pages of benefits with Medi-Cal. And I was like, wow, who can I spread this news to? Because a lot of people, even on Medi-Cal, they don't know. And I was thinking, a couple years back, maybe 4 or 5, I had an infection down in my jawbone, and they had to remove a tooth. And back then, I almost paid $400 to have the partial, and for whatever reason, I didn't do it. And I was like, okay, well, it wasn't covered then, but now it is, guys. So if you're speaking to a family member, your parent, or another warrior, pass the info along. Tell them, hey, especially women get more into conversations like this maybe than men, but because I think we tend to share more. But just so happens, people, If you guys are hearing a conversation, family, hey, I hear that a lot more is covered. Call your insurance carrier. Call your insurance carrier. That's all I can tell you. And on top of it, another quick piece, this is my life, of course, quick piece that kind of verifies this. Okay, so look, I was diagnosed in 2017. Everything then, it was covered. Lovely. Sent me home with every health aid that I needed. Still to this day, everything. Um, Bath chair, four-wheel walker, manual wheelchair because I didn't want an electric chair. Then I was embarrassed and in denial, so I was stuck with the uh, manual wheelchair. And this is 2009. Now this is all stuff that I just spoke verbally on the phone with my insurance carrier a couple days ago. Okay, so this is all facts, factual stuff. So I called them to talk to them about the dental. And then so I said, can you tell me what year it was that I got my manual wheelchair? Because when I got it, I know you guys had told me I couldn't get another one paid for through my insurance for the next 5 years. She said, "Oh, no, we don't do that anymore." She goes, "It's all on medical need. You don't have an electric chair. You can get one now. Your doctor just has to put in, the referral. You don't have one, and your disease surely qualifies you for one, right?" So the chair I have didn't come from my insurance. So I'm ecstatic because if something happens and I need a backup, I can get one. I don't have to wait that 5 years. So things have changed in that realm, okay, over the course. When we get things done or denied, we don't go back to it. We don't say, "Oh, let me check. It's been 8 months now." Rules, laws change. They change, they change, they change. So, guys, check back always with your insurance. Things change. Insurance change all the time. I was so happy. I was like, "Oh, I'm gonna get a partial. I'm gonna get an electric chair." I have one, but they didn't pay for it. So I'm entitled. So yes. So guys, check with your insurance coverage plans, and you just don't know when laws have changed. I didn't know. I had no clue. And when they filled me in over the phone, I was like, wow, wow. Okay, this is good news. So it's been this week, nothing but positive, positive. Now, I will tell you this, and you guys pray for me that I don't come down with COVID. Um, Father's Day, Larry and I were subjected, came in close contact with a person, not only one person, but two people that we got notified this morning that had COVID. So please keep your fingers crossed and say a prayer for me and send me all them good warrior vibes my way. I feel okay. Friday I'll be testing. It says um, test 5 days out of contact. So it feels fine. We're protecting ourselves and everything. Though the thing that sucks about that is I was supposed to do me and my granddaughter Angelise. We're supposed to start our um, Dare to Dangle earring live tomorrow night. She's not home, and she hasn't been home with us since the weekend, uh, prior to the weekend. So we're not having the kids home until um, after Friday or even this Sunday to make sure we don't test positive or anything. I don't want to subject my grandkids to it. So me and Larry are home alone, just in case. So she was my earring helper. I can't do it alone. So I'm bummed out. I'm gonna have to reschedule our earring boutique live, But the more important thing is not coming up with COVID. I know, Jason. Someone needs to kick COVID's ass up out of here. Like, really, like, get on now. This is old news. You're tiring. Get out of here. So, Let's see what else I have for you guys. We talked, oh, and another thing, big, big, big too. And I'm just full of knowledge today, you guys. I gather this information that happens to me, of course, and I want to pass it on. I'm not greedy when it comes to sharing good news and information that could help someone else out. I spoke to a warrior um, through social media and seeing pictures that, let me turn to my page so I give you guys the correct phone number. If you do not have a wheelchair, electric scooter, no mobility device, and you want one, reach out to the MS Society. They can help put you in an electric chair, electric scooter, not a chair, electric scooter. Okay. The number is 1-800-344-4867. Guys, again, MS. And from what I know, they help across the board with rent, bills, that type of thing. Also, they are a wonderful organization, guys. So, if anybody is needing help out there, warriors, our disease is in that category of qualifying for medical necessity, even with air conditioning. If you know someone who has MS or any other ailment, but I can speak of MS because I know these are facts, reach out to your utilities company. If you do not have cooling in your home, okay, they can help you get air conditions, air conditioning, um, your home. Yes. So a lot of the information tonight that I just, because I'm trying to navigate here to California, but programs are nationwide, with helping people with medical necessities. Even SMUD gives you a discount. PG&E, that's our utilities company here in California. So you can be, you qualify, MS qualifies, you for those programs. So again, I want to repeat that number to you guys. It is 1-800-344-4867. 4867. Okay. That is to the MS Society. If you know someone or even yourself that you find yourself in a bind, um, reach out to them, guys. Don't let your pride get in the way. Get some help. That's what these programs are designed for, is to help um, people that find themselves, in a financial bind or just a hardship. The pandemic is enough. Reach out, get some help. Okay. Even with the coolers. If I didn't have central heat in there, and on top of it, they're putting, and this I know for a fact, my family member has done it. She doesn't have MS. She has another illness, and she qualified on a medical need. They put coolers in every room. She's in a mobile home. They put a cooler in every room. If that ain't bomb.com, I don't know what is. So don't let no one suffer, guys, in this heat. Pass on the information, please. We are just embarking on the beginning of the summer. And right now, today, when we went out to the appointment, it was 103. So, yeah. So, hi, son. And as you guys know, you guys hear it on TV. Louisiana, all over the place. There's people dying because of the heat waves and stuff. And there's programs that's designed to help people, the elderly with illnesses, that get these air coolers in their home. just qualifying medically, even people that are afraid to run their AC because they know they can't afford the bill shouldn't have to worry about that. There's programs that do help, and right now they're funded, especially right now with the pandemic. Programs are funded, guys. Seriously, if I needed, I definitely, you know, would definitely be dialing those numbers. Um, so tonight, before we end up wrapping up, I hope I gave you guys plenty of information tonight about the advanced directive that you should really talk about and see if that's something that you want to put in your medical records in case something ever was to happen to you. You don't want the ER making the decision for you or your family. I would never want to hurt my children by letting somebody else make a decision about their mother's life. So think about that. Um, those numbers, AG put the MS Society number up on the screen, 1-800-344-4867. There it is. You guys jot that number down and just remember you may need it. Someone you love may need it. You may pass it on to another warrior. Let's give out that information. These are programs that's designed to help others. So, spread that news. That Medi-Cal information that I was telling you guys about, reach out to call your carrier and ask them, hey, am I covered for this, am I covered that? They'll send you over your email. You don't even have to leave home. They send it right to your email, and you look down and see everything that's covered, and you'd be surprised. Medical has made big changes, and I'm stoked about it because I'm one of those people that fall in that category. And today, actually, I went to get my fitting done. They messed up and gave me the wrong appointment. I was ticked off too because I thought, okay, I'm gonna start the process and da 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 da. But anyhow, so I had to put it out till July 6th. But it's going down. It's happening. Free of charge. It's exempt. So you guys, you never know. Insurance laws change. About the wheelchair thing too. One 2 years ago doesn't mean that you can't get one now. It may be different. It may be not electric. You may have got a manual. So check with your insurance company. Programs that have changed over a few 3 years, and just make your life a little bit more comfortable. I want
You
to
know,
go ahead.
speaking of insurance,
Yes, I
um,
was just getting ready to say.
your boy AG the dad passed the California state exam for life insurance. So don't let
Woo!
anybody out there without any life insurance, uh, final expense insurance, IRAs. Shoot, you can even work it out so you can set up some type of college fund for your children. Um,
Exactly.
Stay tuned because Shit Talking Sundays is gonna have AG Life.
Oh
That's
yeah.
coming soon. AG Life. And then I'm teaming up with Flyby Life. Uh, they're out of Las Vegas, Nevada. So we're gonna eventually take all 50 states, but right now we gonna be in California and Nevada, and I think we're gonna reach out to Oregon on the jump. So
Right
with that
on,
being
right on.
I just wanted to say, hey, everybody, if you need life insurance,
Congrats.
you, email your boy AG the dad. I got your back. I'll get you the best rates I possibly can. And for
Right,
those of
right.
you who know anything about insurance, I am not a captive agent, meaning I don't have to be with just one company. I got access to a bunch of them. So,
Right,
with
right.
that being
And
said,
guys,
yeah,
we didn't plan this. It fell.
yeah, and
AG
I and
was
I just
yeah,
passed yesterday. So
yeah. So
I didn't really talk about it until actually had the license in my hand and was ready to do it. But the fact I passed, I mean, everything is gonna do what it's gonna do. But yeah, I'm definitely gonna have access to helping people change their lives.
yes, exactly, exactly. It was just so fitting when about advanced directives, and you said, "Hey, I could chime in about that because I just passed." So yeah,
Thank you.
congrats to you, congrats to you. You already know. You
Thanks,
and I
everybody.
spoke
I appreciate
earlier,
it.
and I spoke about getting me some life insurance. So it didn't happen at a better time. So congrats to you.
Um,
Definitely,
yeah,
definitely,
and let's
definitely.
pause real quick for our one of our sponsors, Shit Talking
Yes,
Sundays
let's do it.
bobblehead. If you ever wanted a bobblehead for a gift, you wanted your picture on a bobblehead because you're tired of seeing NFL players that were your team and they never make it, maybe make it to the playoffs and then choke in the Super Bowl or wherever. I'm not going to talk about no teams in particular because we all know who the chokers are. But anyway,
Not us.
hey, uh, bobbleheads, custom
Right.
bobbleheads.
Let's go.
Yes, yes, yes. Click the link that I'm going to put in the description a little bit later, and you get 10% off. And they are actually pretty tight. My boy ordered one. Uh, if if you guys know, I have a fly. If you look in the top corner, uh, that has been turned into a bobblehead. Just letting you know, we're just waiting for it to come. So
All righty. Well, we'll be looking forward to that. And on that note, with all that good news today, I've shared plenty of good news. Today has been a positive day. The only downside to that, which I'm not claiming, is we got to lay low. We've got uh, just to get through till Friday, take a COVID test, get it negative, and move on to Saturday. I've got a birthday party to put on for my granddaughter Angelique. And so yes, son. Actually, I I'm seeing that, and we just move on across that. And I'm glad he just popped in now because the show is over. So and I'm gonna say this on this note. My podcast is solely for awareness for multiple sclerosis. We don't have time for the negative comments that people are trying to get on this podcast and deter away from the positiveness of this podcast. Um, on that note, thank you everyone for coming in. Jason, son, AG, the dad. Thank you so much. Everyone stay well, and we will see you back here Tuesday, 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And please do mine and AG, the dad, who takes his time and puts his skills on this podcast for us to spread awareness. Comment, like, subscribe. Definitely. Just those three things, guys. Bloop, bloop, bloop with the finger. And it's
Sharon is
free.
Karen. Sharon is Karen. Sharon is
Yes.
Karen. You know,
Yes.
if I'm doing this for y'all, anybody out there who has MS, trying to build a network so that people can come together, share their stories. Since there's not a whole bunch of, you know, talk and interaction between people. I know there's sites or groups, but the more groups, the better. The more we can merge all these groups together and share stories, the more maybe you guys can fight this and maybe deal with it a little bit better. You know, this is not
Yes.
no medical advice by any means. This is just sharing stories so that you could see another point of view and maybe something you could bring up to your doctor and ask them what they thought of it. I mean, never try any of these techniques or anything that you hear on this show or anybody's show without consulting your own personal physician.
Right. And Angie, you hit the nail right on the head because and I say this too on the podcast, and I'm gonna say it anytime this subject is brought up. A year ago, when I was looking, when I turned to social media for guidance and advice and their experience on the medicine that I am now taking, there was nobody. There was two women that just sporadically off and on would post something, and it just wasn't to my liking. It didn't give me the experience of the side effects. What's the outcome? What you have to go through? What tests did you have to take? How did you qualify physically or health wise to even be a candidate for these medications? Not every medicine that is used to treat multiple sclerosis can anyone take it. That is not the case. You have to meet a criteria, and I'm not talking financial, I'm talking health wise. So there was no one, and as far as I can still see, I am the only person who has a podcast that has had the podcast up this many months and running and still documenting their journey and giving viewers what they need to hear, what they need to know, and ask. Night after a podcast, 2 or 3 days later, I'm asked questions about my journey on Kesimpta and overall my life. How is it affecting me? There's people that need to know and feel I'm frightened. Is this the correct path for me? What did you experience? So it has AG, and I'll tell you straight facts. I get thanked all the time for the podcast, and it's because of you I'm able to share my journey. I thank you, friend, because
My pleasure. My pleasure.
we have reached many people like myself, AG, honestly. And just as a friend, we've been friends for a very long time. And I'm telling you straight up, people thank me all the time for posting and being real,
Right.
because
I,
they
you know,
share the same story, as me, but just people aren't putting it out there. I'm an open book. Anybody could ask me anything right now about my life since I've been diagnosed with since 2017, what I've been through, what my family's been through, how it's affected us. We're in this together. There's so many of us, but I'm not ashamed to put my life out there to help someone else know we're all unique and different, but we suffer alike. I'm there and they're not alone.
yep.
On
Yep.
that note, I am sending my warrior vibes out to everybody, and we'll see you guys here next Tuesday, 6 p.m., guys, here in Cali. Please take care of yourself, because if you don't, who will? Stay hydrated, friends. Call MS Society. Get your free cooling vest so you could go out some days and enjoy this beautiful summertime weather with your family. Bye, guys. Take care.
Hmm. Yeah, yeah. Thanks, MS Warrior. Everybody out there, when I first started Shit Talking Sundays, I started this podcast and told myself if I at least change one life every time I do a podcast, or at least affect a life in a positive way, it's all worth it. It's not necessarily about the money, because especially right now, it's definitely not about the money, because there is no money being made. If you like to donate, contribute, I'm sure I can figure out a way to figure that out. But as of right now, I'm doing this
Sure.
to get the word out, build content, um, hopefully get people to think outside the box and think deeper. Share, like, subscribe. The more people that I get on this, the more I'm, have the incentive to continue doing it. Not that I have any intention on stopping anytime soon, but um, you know, the more help I get with people sharing, the more easier that we can get the word out for all you MS warriors out there. I suffer from a concussion. I think I'm getting to be at the ending stages of the concussion, because I'm starting to feel a little bit better. I actually can tell a little bit of a difference. So I know that having a support group helps everybody. So please don't be afraid to reach out, touch someone, and also, like I said, in a couple of weeks I will have life insurance out here in California. My boy has it in Nevada, and I'm gonna be reaching out somewhere in uh, Oregon, Georgia. And honestly, I don't care where you're at. If you need life insurance, hit me up. I'll see what I can do to about making it happen for you. On that note, everybody, make sure that you know each one teach one. Stay educated. Think outside the box, and don't be afraid to think deeper. I'm AG the Dad. Stay blessed. This Shit Talking Sundays, and remember, every day is Shit Talking Sundays. Peace. I'm out. AG the Dad.